Hi friends, this is Prashant here. Welcome to Hit F5. While people inside and outside the film industry are putting forward their own theory about Sushant Singh's sudden demise, many are demanding CBI inquiry into this case. Unfortunate reality is that, let's say there is some credibility in believing that this might have been a cold-blooded murder involving organized crime syndicate. As media picks up more exciting stories, people will forget Sushant's case and move on. So until then, the investigation agencies will keep the public and media fooled by following their own routine investigation of many individuals until everyone gets tired of it. When actress Sridevi died all of a sudden in her hotel room, the whole narrative that came out at the end was too hard to believe. One may wonder why this would happen in Dubai, which we all know is a safe abode for kingpins of the so-called Mumbai underworld. When Bhushan Kumar was shot dead brutally as he didn't pay extortion money to the crime syndicate, the people staying near the murder spot were reluctant to even talk about the incident. When Rakesh Roshan came close to getting shot, we came to know that the crime syndicate demanded the overseas rights of Kaho Na Pyar Hai from him, which he refused. Friends, I'm not implying here that Sushant was murdered, but the fact that an organized crime syndicate is capable of doing anything in Bollywood, also the fact that 7 major projects slipped out of Sushant's hands in the span of 6 months indicates some heavy-handed conspiracy here. Bollywood, whether you like it or not, was always in the grips of organized crime syndicate, also referred to as underworld. A Nepo kid may have a better chance of survival as their families might already be in good terms with the members of the crime syndicate, or they would have come to terms with the frequent haftas and other favors that their so-called bhais demand. So these Nepo kids who are brought up in such households already know the drill and they are least affected by these crime syndicates. Now let's rewind back and talk some history. The link between Bollywood and Indian organized crime is as old as India itself. Mumbai's original mafia don, Haji Mastan, produced films starring his mistress to promote her fledgling cinematic career. Film industry's intimate relationship with the Indian underworld is considered one of the country's worst kept secrets, whose origins can be traced to a government regulation that rendered the cinema industry ineligible for legitimate forms of financing. Film producers, directors, and actors were forced to find alternate revenue streams to make their movies, often from suspicious sources with strong links to criminal organizations. While the law was amended in 2000 to allow the film industry to qualify for bank credits, the underworld's influence within Bollywood cinema had already become deeply entrenched and pervasive. In many instances, filmmakers and celebrities were forced to accept underworld financing, whether they wanted it or not. Now, the cozy relationship between Indian mafia and the film industry appears to be a symbiotic one on the surface. Indian film stars openly flaunt their organized crime connections, and Bollywood's A-list celebrities routinely attend lavish, well-publicized mafia parties around the world. At the same time, however, these links have proven deadly for the industry's most notable members. While India's most powerful underworld bosses like Dawood Ibrahim and Abu Salim will celebrate with Bollywood's most distinguished members one day, they will extort them the next day itself. Our politicians, bureaucrats in the system over the years have come to terms with the fact that in Mumbai, if there is some money, there will be some dirty money in it with some underworld involvement. They have gotten complacent when it comes to taking any strict action against the underworld kingpins like Dawood Ibrahim, Chota Shakil, who have been a nightmare and embarrassment for our law enforcement agencies for years. Now let's switch focus to some controversial movie stars. The law enforcement agencies and the blind fans of these stars give them a leeway even though their collaboration with the underworld is so evident. Sanjay Dutt, the most controversial actor in the history of Bollywood, in spite of the serious terrorism charges, spent only a small portion of his full term as he was on and off the jail term due to his father's political muscle and his connections with the mightier. His messed up personal life can be considered as his own choice, but his involvement in 1993 bomb blast, where he was naive enough to accept delivery of weapons by the terrorist Abu Salim, cannot be taken lightly. The amazing thing is that none of this deterred Dutt's prominence in Bollywood. He went on to act in many successful films, and the big guns of Bollywood like Raju Hirani and Ranbir Kapoor collaborated to give and the Hindi cinema viewers a gift in the form of a biopic representing only Sanju's side of the story, totally misrepresenting the credible criminal evidence against him. Guess what? It all worked well in his favor. People and media just want to remember Mr. Dutt as their Munna Bhai. Now let's switch focus to Salman Khan, the Bhaijan of Bollywood. He and his family have built an invincible empire by becoming saviors for those who were in good terms with him. There is also credible evidence about how he has literally ended the careers of many upcoming talents due to his personal vengeance. Now, think about it. These were the exact traits of crime syndicates as well, isn't it? There were criminal cases against Salman starting from the hit and run case where the entire system conspired to save him from the trouble in spite of so much media attention. The expendable ones in this case were his official driver Ashok Singh and Salman's bodyguard Ravindra Patil, who met with a mysterious death. Then it was the time for the black buck hunting case where the stardom that got into his head made him believe that Rajasthan is like some wild, wild west, where he can even hobby hunt an endangered species like chinkara. He served a few days in Jodhpur prison, and guess what? The system and the mafia protection came to his rescue again as there was so much invested in him. Now, Salman Khan's Being Human charity initiative was planned timely to get the public sympathy for him, and guess what? It worked well with millions of his blind fans out there who are looking forward to witnessing all the crap he brings on screen. We can say that Salman is the only Bollywood superstar whose movies reap profits, even if it is worthless. Rest of the stars in the same league need to choose the right script and the right directors to give a hit. Now, switching back to Sushant. So far, there is no credible, detailed report about the cause of his death. Public needs to be cognizant of the fact that there are many in Bollywood trying to score their own brownie points and target some of whom they personally hate as part of the personal vengeance, even though it may not have any connection to Sushant's case. Their voices need to be heard for sure, but that shouldn't become a distraction, right, for credible investigation into Sushant's death. Now, as I end this video, I believe that the culture and content in Bollywood needs a big overhaul in general. The Nepo kids think that only they have the right to remain and shine in Bollywood and conspire to kick the outsiders out. The bully heads who are well connected to the mafia feel empowered to pull the string to make and break careers. Most importantly, the audience need to stop treating these actors as demigods and make a wise decision on whom they want to spend their hard-earned money on. Thank you very much, friends.